Okay, let's see if I can explain this, how that procedure was done to enhance the photo, give it more contrast, perhaps, saturate it with some more color. So you have your original photograph, and I'm also using Corel Paintshop Pro version 19, but this procedure that I'm going to use was actually something that I found a tutorial that's used for Photoshop. Okay, let me get started. So here's the original photograph. This is Hollywood, Florida. I took this photograph just a few weeks ago. I miss it. Anyway, so you have the original photograph and you duplicate it. And in Photoshop, of course, the high pass feature will be somewhere else. I think it's under Effects, Other. I'm not really sure, but I don't even know where it is here. Okay, Adjust, Sharpness, High Pass. And it's just updating. So let's see here. I think these settings might be okay. You can just kind of play around with it. I just want to just make the number a little larger to see. 78. No, there wasn't much change. But anyways, let's just try. Let me try it with that setting. So it's radius of 5, strength is 78, and it's hard light. Now in Photoshop, you'll just have, I believe, the radius and the blend mode. There won't be a strength adjustment. Okay, so click OK, and then duplicate. Okay, so I have to duplicate this layer and set it to overlay. Overlay, like that. And you create a new layer, a new raster layer, and we're going to flood fill this new raster layer with gray. I mean, you can experiment with different colors, but the tutorial that I have, the original one, it's really old. I actually found it. It's from back in 2009. No longer exists on the internet, but I did save it. I did save it onto a document, like a Word document, so I'm glad that I did that. Anyways, what I was saying to you before is that because I use these steps so repeatedly, that I created a script so that I don't have to keep going through all of these steps that I'm showing you right now. Okay, so anyways, back to a new raster layer. I'm going to flood fill it with the color gray. It's already here. Any shade of gray. I chose a darker shade of gray. Like that. Then adjust, and we're going to add some noise to it. Add noise. The original tutorial said 5 in Gaussian and monochrome, but I wonder. Let's just kind of play with this and see what happens if you add more noise. Is that better or is that not better? Oh, maybe. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to try this. Let's do a little experimentation here. Random. Hey, I don't mind that. Random. So give it that gritty look. So I chose random for this particular one. Random. I'm going to up it up. Yeah, up the number up a bit. So I did random, 21, monochrome. Let's see. So that's done. And now you change this layer mode to overlay. Overlay. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a lot more color, right? But it doesn't work for every single photograph, right? I'm just closing off the layers and just showing you what each layer, when you make it visible, looks like. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Like, I'm not perfectly happy with this, so I would merge everything, flatten it all up, so you're just working on the one layer. And I have this really cool free plug-in filter. I just love it. I'm not sure if it's available for Photoshop, but it's called AAA filter. It's very cool. I love this right here, the Photo Fix. And see here, these are some of the settings. You can play with it. Here, reset. We'll reset it. And can make it brighter. I don't know if I like it. Okay, but when you brighten it, then you have to add, of course, more contrast. Maybe not so bright. A little sharpen, a little more. You can play around with it. Okay, let's see. click the OK button. And let's check out the results together. Okay, hang on. It's rendering. And you know what? Yeah, it's not mind blowing, but anyways, it's a little bit more. It's more saturated, more it's definitely more colorful, more contrasty, and of course, like I would never leave the horizon like that. I can't stand a horizon that's that crooked. Straighten it up. Here, the straighten tool. Let's just do that really super quick here. Oh, okay, a bit too much straightening, hey? A little bit less, a little bit less. Okay, there. That's not bad. And every time you do something like that, you got to sharpen it up. But also, the other thing I would do is I would get rid of all of these people. And I've already done that. I've done that with a photograph. Oh my goodness, where is it? But this particular photograph, I did fix it, but goodness gracious, right here. Oh, it's down here somewhere. I did fix it, but I didn't do these steps. I just gave it more, more color, a little bit brighter, a little softer, and I didn't do a good job right here. See, I didn't move this person, and you can still see some people here. And, oh, that little speck right there. You can see that speck. I did put my name down on here, too. And it's just, a font. I think it's called a Brickham font. Okay, so anyways, that concludes this tutorial of how I, add more contrast, more color to a photograph. And, of course,